Is Xbox Game Pass actually worth it? Now, this is a major topic I wanted to talk about today because, of course, Call of Duty, at least Roman numeral 3, now is officially in Game Pass. So we don't know when we're getting the older Call of Duty titles, but what I do know that is after the Activision aspect, and even to go a little bit further back a little bit, I guess in recent times when you're thinking about the Xbox showcase, there is a lot of day ones and a lot of games that really have improved in terms of titles, whether it's just an actual just first party, third party, all types of devs, unique creative outlooks and aspects and different genres of games. Now, Xbox wasn't, at least the Game Pass aspect was never really always like this. I've been on Game Pass since day one, meaning in the beginning, not like day one releases, but day one, like meaning very beginning when titles that were very popular were most likely not coming to Game Pass unless they were like much older. So this was something cool that I just wanted to look into today because obviously a lot of people do debate about this and there's a lot of answers that can come around from every different direction as to whether you think Xbox Game Pass is worth it, right? Is it worth it? When you get a subscription-based type, you obviously don't 100 quote-unquote own the game. It's just your Netflix of gaming or just anything that you'll do, a streaming service of gaming. Even more of a streaming service perspective comes along with cloud gaming and also Xbox being on the Fire Stick now. So that's pretty crazy. There's just a lot of things that have been happening and Xbox is reverting more into just being this streaming service, this type of service where it's not really focused heavily on just consoles, at least from what they are putting out. They opted out to go into a virtual reality route and instead are just doing all of these things, which is really, really cool. Again, back then when you looked at Game Pass, they didn't have all these cool titles, especially the ones they showed in the showcase, like Gears of War Day 1. Although there was no Halo mention, it's insane. I'm pretty sure there's going to be another Day 1 Halo game whenever they fix all that and figure all that stuff out. And then just, again, all the titles that we saw from Xbox from all the showcases was insane. But Call of Duty being today, which is why I wanted to make this video. And this video is still going to be good for even later if you want to discuss if Xbox Game Pass is worth it. Now, when we look into it, right, you pay, and it also had a price increase. So now you're paying a monthly fee that has increased, but it is very confusing to kind of understand. There's like Game Pass Core, there's a regular, there's one where you can't really play multiplayer online, and then there's one where you can't really do like the Ultimate Essentials, which is like all the cloud gaming across all platforms. Then there's just like PC Game Pass on its own. There's all these selections on what you can do, and the price increase in which everybody got pissed off. But in my opinion, it's only right the price increases because you're getting way better titles. You get what you pay for now. At least to an extent, because there are games, and one game I do want to touch base on is like Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight's been out since like probably 2016, and it's been on Game Pass ever since. Games like State of Decay have also been on Game Pass since like forever, since their first like newly distributed. I would say they weren't there since the beginning, but then whenever Game Pass did come around, these games have been on since. So there are games that leave Game Pass, which would be insane if it's somebody's favorite games that actually leave Game Pass. But the Activision Blizzard adaptation can help out a lot and will make sense, at least the utter sense, in why they raise these prices. So from your flavor, you can think, oh yeah, it's worth it. Game Pass is worth it because you get to pay, you get all these games. I just pay one fee. And I know I've seen a lot of the math aspects. Some people's mathing, but I've seen some real recognition, some real respectable aspects and debates on the math on what you're spending and what you're potentially getting out of a lot of these games. So I do agree with that. In my opinion, I think Xbox Game Pass is worth it. I have Ultimate, so I can do stuff on my PC. Also, I play through both cross progression type situations and just all this stuff. I would like to do stuff on the go. I also used to play like on my work laptop and everything. So to me, it was worth it. I still think you're getting the best bang for the buck when you do stuff like that. Again, also with day one games and titles coming around all this time, there's already been like in recent times like Flintlock and all that has been coming around. So a lot of people possibly reverting to Game Pass now would be for the Call of Duty series. We only got Roman numeral 3, which is the 2023 Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Hopefully they do. If they bring older titles, I think you're already getting your money's worth, like older Call of Duty titles, because a lot of these games are classic, and that means you're gonna make the servers be active again. So those why I think Activision being active with some of these games is probably gonna be problematic, at least for a little while, because I don't think they want to go too far back. Maybe like all the Black Ops series, probably, because they do have the new Black Ops game coming out, of course. So that'd be a great way to really promote and market everything for Game Pass. But I am thinking, and then other classic ones also, but I would say more in the recency bias type aspect. So games that are just not too far away, right? Of course, you're going to bring back like Vanguard and Cold War. I don't know, Advanced Warfare maybe, or Ghost maybe. I don't know. I don't know how far they'll go back, but I think to what they feel where they can scale the graphics a little bit in terms to where it can look pretty recent, and then help out the servers, whatever servers you can tap into, whether it's netcode or ping or all that, to really help out, bring out the best experiences. So that's what I think with Call of Duty. That will be drip fed to us, I believe. But it is cool to see Modern Warfare 3 2023 actually be out now. And then, of course, Black Ops is going to be a day one. So that already alone, in my opinion, makes Game Pass worth it. But other people will say that Game Pass is not worth it, obviously, because they don't support like that streaming type service. They feel that money, they would rather just use other money and just like kind of pay the game and actually own it, or actually own physical discs, right? Because that's why the Xbox digital version is, at least the Series S digital version, is so popular. And then also the PlayStation one now, because they're trying to really kind of get into that detailed orientation of what Xbox is doing. But Xbox, I feel, is crushing the competition when it comes to that, just because, I don't know, I'm into the digital media. I'm not really into the physical media, and it's crazy because I come from the era of physical media. I'm a 90s kid, but I like digital better now. I don't think really grasping onto owning too much stuff. I like to travel a lot for work. I do a lot of stuff, so I think owning too much like physical things would be cool for a collection, maybe. It definitely not for selling or anything like that, but I don't know. I admire the collector's edition. I'm really on all streaming services all day now. Like, I'm always on Amazon Prime, Amazon Video. I'm always on like Netflix. Now I use like all my Xbox stuff. All of it is just streaming stuff, in my opinion. And I feel that's the future of the world anyway. So, or it actually is. So I think Game Pass ultimately, no pun intended, the Game Pass Ultimate is worth it. Again, the price did raise, respectfully so, just because they do have Call of Duty titles. Like, Call of Duty now has been a historic thing moving forward, where everybody's gonna get Call of Duty at the same time. There's no exclusive like advanced stuff, maybe just the betas if you pre-ordered it. But now with Xbox, they combated that. And now there's just everybody on the same level playing field. Everybody gets at the same time. So if you don't have Game Pass and you like pre-order, everybody's just going to be playing this game at the same time, which is pretty cool. Like, if you're someone who grinds and is trying to be like the first one to do stuff and pop off and post it on social media, I think that may be good for you. All the other classic titles too with Activision that comes along with it, I think that might inspire other things to really go on. I really wish a lot more fighting games would really choose this direction. One thing about Game Pass, or at least Xbox in totality, is they've been missing out on a lot of games, especially in fighting games, with Evo just passing around this past weekend. They kind of opted out of some games like Marvel vs. Capcom Collection. I felt like that would help a lot of people really get into these things. I know Game Pass has like Mortal Kombat 11 right now and Killer Instinct, so it would have been cool to have like at least another Street Fighter 6 maybe be in there. I think they need a huge title fighting game and another huge, because since they have the huge title FPS game, and maybe some really good RPGs, like maybe start getting some of the Souls games in there. That would help out, I think, in reference to why the price changed. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. And I think if you are moving forward, and if you're somebody who's like an adult that just kind of has a busy life, I really believe in Game Pass. If you're somebody who doesn't have tons of money and just wants to pay one subscription fee a month instead of paying upfront for a lot of these games, I feel Game Pass is definitely worth it. Because for me, when I first started off with Game Pass to how it's come along now, I really admire everything it's done. Now, I don't even get to really touch base on all of the library. I still just buy games that are not on Game Pass also. I haven't touched through all the library and everything. I know, like, at least up front, I definitely played Dead by Daylight. I play a couple of others. Like, I played MK11 on there. I played Injustice. I also played State of Decay. But I don't play tons of titles, but it is cool to see a lot of day ones now. Definitely like Flintlock, and then of course Call of Duty now I don't have to buy Call of Duty games moving forward. I feel that that's an ultimate win. Again, all these games, and a lot of people always say like, oh, you get all these games for free, or I get to play Call of Duty for free now, which is, I mean, it's not true. You're paying a subscription fee, but if you think about it, you're paying for Call of Duty, and then for like, what is it, like $20 now for per month on Game Pass. And when you have to pay for it up front, it's like $70 or $100 depending on what edition you buy. So now you can save that other $50, maybe buy yourself like a battle pass or go do something else for other games. Like, what I like about this segment of Game Pass and kind of in variants with live service games is that it helps out. If you do Game Pass already, you'll get a lot of the core game. Then you could actually supplement your other money and buy things that you would want to get. So it might give you more adaptive like choices, you know, like I want certain skins. And Mortal Kombat's a great example. Like if Mortal Kombat 1 came to Game Pass, which I'm pretty sure it would. I mean, if they're going into year 2, MK11 is in Game Pass right now. So with MK1, they have a lot of skins right now that are really cool, real cool cosmetics. That if something like that comes to Game Pass now, you can use the additional money that you didn't pay upfront for certain games, and you're able to just buy fun stuff. They have like really like all the classic stuff that everybody loves about some of the biggest fighting games in the world. Same with Call of Duty. Now that we're just paying the monthly fee, yeah, in the long haul, you're gonna be paying way more for the game. Yeah, I know a lot of people do like the 12-month aspect. Like Call of Duty comes out once a year. And so by that standard, it's, you know, you're doing like $20 by 12 months. Of course, that's way more money. But up front, you're saving money. And I think you can just really spread that money and budget and bargain all the way around. But yeah, y'all got to be letting me know what's up, man. I think Game Pass is a good idea. It does have its flaws. It does have its ups and downs. And you don't own anything current. Like, you're just streaming. It's like Disney Plus or HBO Max or Netflix or Amazon Video. It's like all those series, you know, it's just your selection of Netflix of gaming. But I think that's kind of the better way to move forward, at least to stay relevant in what they're trying to do. And I think the ideology of what Xbox is doing moving forward is possibly at some point moving away from the console. And I'm pretty cool with that also. But y'all got to let me know what's up. Is Xbox Game Pass worth it? Have you been there way before? Because I've been here in Game Pass way before. And it's just kind of cool to see how much it's evolved. And they have the right idea. They might have not executed perfectly yet, but I feel that they have the right idea. And where the hell is PlayStation at the moment? I don't know. I hope they continuously bring some cool idea. They might be cooking up some idea, PlayStation, and I hope they do. But y'all let me know what's up, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace.